Hey guys, this is HD.
And this is Pain User.
We're back for game number 2 in this winners round 3 series between KiWiKaKi and EGIdra, two titans of StarCraft, KiWiKaKi being the Protoss god and EGIdra being the Zerg heathen. It's gonna be a Zerg versus Protoss battle here. KiWiKaKi, interestingly enough, picking this map for ZVP, which actually it's a nice map, I think, for Protoss players. Pain User, I think you can do nice little wall off tactics here at the natural. And man, I talk about the last game, dude. That was insane mind games.
It was a really good game. KiWiKaKi tried to throw him off by falsely chronoing the archive, and then EGIdra getting a read by counting the gateway units and inferring what was going on, and realized that something fishy was going on, and decided to morph an overseer.
I mean, why not? It's not that expensive to make one.
Absolutely.
And he actually morphed it at his natural, which meant he was expecting Dark Templars.
Yeah, for sure. And he was able to pick off the first 3 Dark Templars, I think, while only getting 2 or 3 drones lost. So
for all you guys watching, that was seriously the highest echelon of StarCraft 2. That was some mind games to the maximum, and I'm excited to see this series being played out especially on this map, which will lend itself, I believe, to a macro game.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's a great map for Protoss as well, especially since they can take that safe natural. They can also take a relatively safe third. Yeah, this map in general just lends itself to very long macro games, especially in ZVP. And once you get into that late game, it's very difficult for Zerg to deal with Protoss, especially with these heavy gas unit compositions from the Protoss army, Sentries, Void Rays, Colossus.
Absolutely. One thing, though, that has really made it easier for the Zerg to deal with the Protoss Death Ball is the Infestor buff. It's actually made the Protoss Death Ball a little bit weaker because now you can fungal that huge Death Ball, and with enough Infestors, you can actually really whittle it down because Protoss units love to ball up. So it's something that EGIdra might use up his sleeve. Looks like they're having a little bit of a dance right here at the natural. The drone really wants this hatchery. EGIdra now at 300 minerals. Oh, not gonna throw down the hatchery. There we go. I was gonna say big mistake right there, but he will get it down. Oh, whoa. Okay, so it looks like he's gonna be going for the pool gas build, and then getting that hatchery down on 20 or 21 supply really kind of altered his build because of the fact the probe was present at the natural.
Yeah, absolutely. And KiWiKaKi still could go for that pylon block and delay the hatchery if he wanted to, but it looks like he's not gonna do that, and KiWiKaKi is not going for some kind of aggressive expansion. He is building gateways in his main, not going to wall off that secondary ramp immediately. And I think we're just going to see a sentry expand out of KiWiKaKi. Probably not going to see DTs again.
You know what'd be sick if he built a pylon right here and did some kind of 4-gate madness, but it doesn't look like he's going to do that. He's going to move the scouting probe right back into the main to check out what's going on in EGIdra's base.
Yeah, EGIdra just going to get speed just to be safe. Probably going to get a few lings out, grab map control, take the Xel'Nagas. Really wants to get rid of that probe on the map, and it looks like the Queen might be able to do it. Yeah, the Queen does get rid of that probe, and no pylons have gone down on the map, so KiWiKaKi definitely going to be expanding, and he's going to get that early Stalker out. Did he cancel that Stalker?
No,
was making a Stalker and did cancel it, so he is going to get that second sentry. Also adding a gateway.
That was a little interesting. So usually when the Protoss gets a Stalker after the Cyber Core, it indicates that they want to make some kind of an attack happen. But then he canceled and decided to get sentries, and I like that. He's got double gas going. He's going to be going for 3-gate Expo almost certainly here, as he's got another gateway being added on in the back. Well, he's got 2 gates right now. And almost certainly he's going to be grabbing his natural with the help of his sentries with Force Field.
Well, the one thing that the Stalker would allow him to do is grab some of that map control back, because right now there are only 4 lings on the map, and if you micro your Stalker well, you can probably get rid of all 4 of those lings and take the Xel'Naga towers back, and then EGIdra really would be playing in the dark. He wouldn't know what was going on. But
2-gate Expo.
Yeah, he is going to do a 2-gate Expo, and I like this. It just gets your Expo up a little bit quicker.
But EGIdra gets a 3rd.
Yeah, EGIdra going straight for a 3rd base right here. A little bit greedy, but not necessarily on this map. He knows he's going to be safe for quite a bit here. He saw the Nexus go down, and picking off that probe. Very quick work by EGIdra right there with his speed links.
But hey, look at this in the back. This is why KiWiKaKi decided to go 2-gate Expo. He's going to go right into Stargate. He's going to have 2 warp gates and a Stargate here, and this is really nasty, especially if EGIdra does not get this Overlord to scout immediately. I think we're gonna see I don't know if it's going to be Phoenix or Void Ray, man. I mean, the Protoss has the option of building either.
He's probably going to build both, actually.
Yeah, a combination of both, with the Phoenix elevating the Queen and then the Void Ray hitting down the Queen. Very nasty. And we have Chrono Boost now being used on the Void Ray. And this is going to be tough for EGIdra, especially if the Void Ray spots this expansion early on. EGIdra really doesn't have any air to speak of, and he doesn't even have a lair up right now. So really has nothing to deal with the Void Ray save his Queens.
Yeah, the queens should be able to deal with it. He already has 3 queens out, but if KiWiKaKi sends that first Void Ray to the 3rd, I don't know if he will be able to stop that, and it looks like that Void Ray is going to be headed in that direction. It's going to take a while for EGIdra's queens to crawl their way over to that 3rd, and going to be able to pick off an Overlord here. So KiWiKaKi is getting that Phoenix out immediately after the Void Ray, so he's going to be hunting for wayward queens and any kind of drones, anything he can find outside of the defensive range of the queens. Going to be clearing those Xel'Naga towers as well and taking a little bit of map control back.
Yeah, KiWiKaKi is actually not going to be too aggressive with this Void Ray and Phoenix combination. He's just going to float around to control the map with this Void Ray. And this is really annoying, I can tell you, as a Zerg, because now you've got to scramble your Overlords and get them away. Bring them to the safest positions on the map. Oh, KiWiKaKi turning away right before he could have picked off another Overlord. Nice move away by EGIdra. But this is really annoying as a Zerg, because now you don't have the ability to use your Overlords to spot areas on the map. You actually have to keep them inside your base.
And yeah, it's just it's about bringing that map control back for the Protoss. That's why they get those Phoenixes and the Void Ray out. And wow, KiWiKaKi maintaining the charge, gonna pick off another Overlord here, but he might lose this Void Ray. I don't know if it's worth it, and he wisely pulls out the Void Ray. And
very smart.
Gonna get away with 16 hit points. Gonna regenerate those shields and keep that Void Ray alive to fight another day. And now there are Phoenixes headed towards the 3rd, but EGIdra already has 2 queens in position, ready and waiting, and there are not enough Phoenixes, but joined up with that Void Ray, they might be able to kill these 2 queens.
Yeah, this is a deadly, deadly combination, especially when there's only queens here to defend. Hydralisk then trying to come out, so EGIdra's trying to get Hydra. Surprisingly, doesn't have a Spore Crawler yet, considering the fact that he had Evo Chamber prepared, but he didn't build a Spore here at this Auxiliary Expo. Now building it a little bit too late. This Void Ray will be able to pick it off, and I think this hatchery will go down. Oh my goodness, EGIdra will actually lose more queens that were coming out to defend, and I think
he's gonna keep the hatchery alive, though.
Yeah,
that's the key.
Yeah, he's gonna keep the hatchery alive.
But he's losing so many queens.
This is brutal, man. Losing these queens is costing time on his inject larva, costing times on spreading creep. All the queens have gone down now, and the Void Ray actually has a corridor here. He can actually attack this hatchery for a while. Hydra's still not coming out for EGIdra, and wow, KiWiKaKi's just maintaining air control right now. And right now, KiWiKaKi's actually gearing up to go for the Protoss Death Ball. He's getting Colossus out.
Yeah, absolutely, and EGIdra getting so many upgrades right now, getting Tunneling Claws, Hydra range, Overlord speed, Overlord drop, weapons 1 for his ranged units, and 7 Hydralisks. So EGIdra teching all over the place right now, and it looks like we are going to see some kind of an aggressive drop from EGIdra here.
Could possibly be, yeah, some kind of Overlord drop. This is actually really nice. This is something that July Zerg has really popularized. In the last GSL, when he played against MC, he used Overlord Hydra drop effectively against the Protoss, and it's really something that can catch the Protoss off guard before he gets the Death Ball going. You have to get the Protoss, you have to drop into the main before the Protoss really gets that Void Ray Colossus number really starts to rack up. And I think that EGIdra may be able to make this attack happen. This could be really nice.
KiWiKaKi is working wonders with that little air squad so far this game. He's done so much damage with these 4 Phoenixes and that Void Ray, and it looks like he's gonna lose that Void Ray in transit in mid right now, and EGIdra is killing the rocks towards KiWiKaKi's 3rd, but I think KiWiKaKi has more than enough units to safely defend that 3rd. But we will have to see if he does not get in position and he allows EGIdra to move in on the 3rd. He's not going to have the position needed to defend.
Wow, he may actually sack this expansion. Well, I don't know. He needs to bring his forces over to save it. And his Phoenix here are going to come in handy if he can elevate. Nice force fields. Will we see IGiDra burrow in and go underneath? He's actually dropping creep down and loading up his forces into the overlords here. Oh wow, he's gonna drop right into the main, or possibly just use these to evacuate out of the area.
Oh, and the Phoenixes are coming to start picking off the overlords. That overlord is full. It goes down. There are only 3 more overlords with units. Gonna lose so many overlords here, and those Colossus are just following across the no man's land, able to pick off these Hydras as they come out of the overlords, warping in a few stalkers into the main, and that drop was completely shut down.
Yeah, completely shut down. IGiDra needs to get these overlords out of the way right now, but I think they may actually lose. Yeah, he may actually lose every single one. That is about 1,000 minerals worth of overlords. IGiDra now actually coming in with the force to distract the Phoenix so he can save those overlords, and he will be able to pick off these Colossus as well. Really nice attack. IGiDra should actually chase that Colossus down and kill it. He picks off the Nexus. Beautiful follow-up here by IGiDra, and picking off that Nexus, I think he just got himself right back in this game, even if he loses these overlords.
Yeah, absolutely, but I really think he should have gone after those 2 Colossus much more aggressively. He wasn't paying attention right there, and he let a pretty big opportunity to take out both those Colossus, getting them one into the deep red and one into the yellow. Yeah. One more volley, one more stutter step volley from that Roach squad would have killed those 2.
He should have chased them down. I mean, they were running up this ledge, but he still had time to get them.
Yeah, and I don't even think they can go up that ledge, the double wall.
Oh, that is a double ledge. You actually have to walk around here. So Colossus, as tall as they may be, they unfortunately cannot hop up here.
There are some things that they can't just walk over, that being one of them.
Some things in life Colossus just can't do. So anyways, KiWiKaKi here kind of getting a little blessing by not losing his 2 Colossus out there, which is going to help that Protoss Death Ball that much more. And IGiDra surprisingly not going for Infestors. He will actually be going for the pure composition of Roach, Hydra, Corruptor to deal with this Protoss Death Ball.
Yeah, and it looks like just now going to get that burrowed movement, and he's also getting weapons too and burrow, so he's going to start microing those roaches to circumvent the force fields. Would have been great if he had that in the previous engagement, but still managed to kill the 3rd and still managed to do some good damage. And now he is going to try and engage the 3rd again here, but KiWiKaKi has cannons going up, and those are going to make all the difference in the world. It looks like IGiDra is going to have to find another avenue of attack.
I like this right here. He's actually mobilizing with 2 overlords, one to the north, one to the south, each one packed with 4 roaches apiece. And if they can drop those into the mineral line, they can do some damage, distract KiWiKaKi as he attacks with his main army. He needs to be careful here, though. If he loses these Corruptors, that would be bad. He needs to keep them alive so he can pick off the Protoss Colossus, coming in here with his roaches, picking off a Colossus that comes out of the robotics facility. Really nice. And KiWiKaKi, wow, warping into Stalkers, walls off his ramp so those roaches cannot run up there. And his entire army coming back here, roasting the roaches, but a couple roaches dropped off from the Overlord, doing some good damage. Another drop over here, not doing too much damage there, and IGiDra really making a nice attack, but I feel like KiWiKaKi was able to put a stop to that and didn't lose too much.
Yeah, he didn't lose too much, and he killed a ton of roaches, but he did leave his 3rd open. He is sending his units from his natural right now, and I think he's definitely going to get there in time to save this 3rd, and IGiDra possibly losing more units here. Still hasn't lost those Corruptors, keeping those alive, and he's going to build up that Corruptor count, but KiWiKaKi's ball is just getting more and more menacing, and this is the style of Protoss that is just so hard to beat. He's just playing defensively, continuing to add on those Protoss death units, the Colossus, and his sentries just continuing to build energy, but IGiDra doing a great job keeping KiWiKaKi distracted with these drops, but they aren't doing a whole lot. He is diminishing the probe count, but he is not diminishing the army.
Wow, I really like this play by IGiDra, though. I mean, seriously, how often do you see a Zerg bringing the hurt with Overlord drops in the mineral line against a Protoss? Usually the Zerg just balls up, gets a big army, tries to roll out and attack the Protoss Death Ball, but he is really setting the tempo of this game by making drops happen, attacking in all different avenues. And if we look at the army tab, it's actually 200 over 136. Mind you, about 20 of that supply is Harvesters, but IGiDra still has a significant army advantage. He's actually gonna pick off every single Colossus, I believe, sack these Corruptors, go for the Colossus, do it. He's got so many roaches, and if those Colossus get whittled down, he can actually do a lot of damage to that mainly gateway comprised army, and do keep in mind, EGIdra has a ton of bases right now.
Yeah, he does have a ton of bases. His income is looking great. He did manage to pick off all but one of the Colossus, but KiWiKaKi's Stalker Ball is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, but he has reduced the probe count in the main very low, and he keeps killing the probes at the natural with these excellent drops. He's just keeping KiWiKaKi on his toes all over the place. He's down to 39 probes. EGIdra playing a fantastic game right here, going in on the natural, gonna probably burrow a couple of those roaches from the back. Oh no, he's not burrowing them under the force fields, losing a ton of roaches right there, but still keeping the threat alive and rallying more roaches into the fray, and probably going to continue to try and push on this third.
This is the thing about EGIdra, man. He's containing the Protoss player to 3 base. He's not allowing the Protoss to grab a 4th. He's continually dropping the mineral line pain user, and he's kept that harvester count really, really low. And as a result, his army is so much larger than KiWiKaKi. There is no more Colossus in this death ball, which means these Corruptors are free to do whatever they please. They can actually become Broodlords right now. They're going to ward away the rest of the Phoenix. Roaches burrowing under the force fields, layer after layer of force fields, trying to hold back the Zerg army. But EGIdra continuing to macro back at home. Wow, KiWiKaKi could possibly lose this to EGIdra's completely crazy aggressive style of play. This is like God of War, Zerg Soren style.
Yeah, this is a very exciting game right now. These players are all over the place right now. EGIdra flanking with a small group of Hydras that are doing a ton of damage, and he is definitely going to be able to take out this third, and I don't know if KiWiKaKi is going to be able to recover from this. He calls GG. Unbelievable game.
What a brilliant game of StarCraft by both these players, especially EGIdra. Oh my god. Dropping these mineral lines with 4 roaches apiece constantly and consistently really, I mean, really hurt KiWiKaKi. He was forced to constantly pull his army, deal with these attacks. He wasn't really able to set his own tempo, and man, that just cost him the game.
All right, so amazing game by EGIdra. It looks like he's going to take the second game, and just amazing burrow play, darting in and out of the force fields, circumventing multiple lines of force fields, harassing with the drops. I mean, really, EGIdra changing the whole PvZ matchup, just being all over the place and playing so well.
Now, I just want to remind you guys, this is actually a best of 5 in the winners round 3. So actually, we're going to have a 3rd, possibly 4th, and 5th game coming out next. EGIdra currently up 2-0 in this series. And man, pressure's on KiWiKaKi. He needs to win this next game, or it's basically do or die for KiWiKaKi.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, stay tuned. HD and Pain User signing out.